Well, hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper, and welcome to Cheer Corner. You will notice a few little things again with my Minicam. So I'm still doing battle with Minicam, and let me explain to you before we get started with Cheer Corner what's going on, because you might think, well, Jackie, you've been using Minicam now for a couple of years. What is the big deal? What can't you figure out? So you'll see the little Minicam logo right on my screen. So a few years ago, I bought a lifetime membership for Minicam, and that was a few years ago. Okay, now a few weeks ago, all of a sudden my Minicam settings changed, and I wasn't able to change the size of the picture-in-picture. I wasn't able to move it, and then all of a sudden I was down to one device, not two, and so then you certainly can't do picture-in-picture. So I did a little digging. I messaged Minicam and they said that they had been bought out by someone else and that they were still honoring the lifetime memberships. However, the screenshot that they gave me of what to do, I didn't get that screen to come up whatsoever. So I downloaded a new version, and Gerard went over my computer yesterday again, deleted the whole thing off my laptop, and it's still not working. So I sent them another message, and if I don't hear back from them, I might have to find something else, because you'll notice we're going to move. And you see how big that I am in the picture-in-picture? I don't like that at all, because it takes away from this part of the space that you can see what I'm doing. So yeah, so just so that you know, I know what's going on and there's nothing I can do about it. So before, you can see all these blends sitting here. We're going to use the blends. I'm just going to move them up here because that just looks nice. We're going to be using those in the card today, but before we get started with that, I wanted to show you the One Horse Sleigh. This is the Horse and Sleigh stamp set, and you can see that it's not Santa. This is just a kind of a Victorian sleigh with two people sitting in the sleigh with a nice blanket over the lap. There's a really cute jumping bunny. There's two trees, a twiggy tree and a pine tree, and then there's some sayings that don't have to be Christmas. They can be winter, and I love it when there's a Happy New Year in there. And what I might do is I would cut off the "and a Happy New Year," because if I'm sending a Happy New Year card, that means I wasn't on time to get to the Christmas cards. So let's take a look inside here. So there's a big die that cuts out the sleigh, and I did a whole pile of them. I haven't had time to color, but here it is. And what I thought I would do, well, I'll show you in a minute. Then there's the big two tree dies. There's a twiggy tree that doesn't come with a stamp, but it's really cool. I've shared some really nice cards with this. There's a snowbank one, and it has the little detail in there, an embossing detail. And then there's a detailed sleigh die so that you can make your sleigh even prettier. I love this bundle. I'm going to do a Christmas in July class with it. And if you want to be on the pre-order for it so that I can order at the stroke of midnight, let me know, because everybody's thinking this is going to sell out. I'm hoping that Stampin'Up bought lots and lots and lots of them, because I think it's going to be super popular. So let me know. And this is kind of what I was thinking. So here it is in white, and then I thought it would be fun. I didn't get around to it yet. I would cut the sleigh out, and then I'm going to cut the people out of the white one, color them in. So we have a red sleigh, and I also thought I tried it in copper clay, and as well I did it in this one, and I think that's Pebbled Path. So I'm gonna, we'll see what happens. But you can cut, if you cut your 8.5 by 11 cardstock at 2 1/4 inches. So cut one long strip at 2 1/4, and then the piece that's left over you cut horizontally at 2 1/4. You get quite a few pieces. I'll do a picture of that later. And so if you have a lot cut out and made, then you can have a lot of fun with that later. So those are the sleighs. And then this is the paper. Take a look how nice this is. So it's Scenic paper. That's on the other side of it. I'm just going to walk you through this. I know I've done a video on it, but it's just so pretty. And that's the other side of that one. I'm just taking my time. My laptop is sitting in the sun and it's getting hot. I'm just going to stand up and put my curtain down a little bit to get my laptop out of the sun. There we go. That should help. I don't want the thing to overheat because then I'll conk out. Well, I won't, but the laptop will. Now, I am just looking at Minicam. I'm not looking at the live chat on Facebook. If you're watching, be sure to say where you're from, chat with each other, and I will go afterwards and go through everything that you guys have said, and I'll be sure to say hello, okay? Now, I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you've seen the St. Jacob's Retreat. Oh yeah, that's the other side of that. It's really selling out well. So if you want to get in, don't wait too long. Book your room, save your spot. I think it's going to be a sold out event. We've already had to go to a bigger meeting room. And in case you're wondering about the cost, there's two options, $139 and $199. So the basic retreat or the full retreat, you get a ton of product in there. And the other thing that we're putting in the cost is the cost of a meeting room. Hotels do not give you a meeting room for free. So the large meeting room that we're going to need is $750 a day. Just so you know. So we're not really making money on this at all. We're not charging for our time. We just want to have fun with, Tina and I just want to have fun with fellow stampers. And we're hoping to make this a yearly thing because St. Jacob's is beautiful. I grew up in that area, so I know a few hidden gems to show you if we have time for some touristy stuff. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. The products are all going to be out of the Holiday Mini, and we don't get to see it till July 26th or so. So as soon as we know, we will give you a list of what's going to be in your kits, okay? Or at least the stamp sets. We want there to be a few surprises. So look at how pretty this paper is. It's just lovely. I'm looking forward to playing with this. I was hoping to get more done today, but I hurt my back again. I didn't do anything. You know, when you have a bad back, just sometimes you just all of a sudden get this spasm and you just freeze because you know how bad it can be. I'm okay, but I've been really cautious today. So there's a lot of paper here. So I'm going to offer a class. I'll let the details. I didn't want to overwhelm you with too many things happening at the same time, but I do want to offer a kit with this paper. So stay tuned, and it will include a couple of cards as well. I understand that people like that. Look at that pretty birch bark. This just reminds me of growing up on the farm in the country. Just makes me happy. So I think that if you only get one kind of Christmas paper, this could be it. Right? Doesn't this remind you of the Group of Seven, the Canadian artists? Okay, now it's time to actually get to the card. This is the card I was going to do to wrap up my mental health fundraiser week, and then I had technical problems. So I thought, you know what, we're going to do it today. Here is the card, and it is a faux sidestep card. So you can see how it sits, and then it stands up like so. It's a lovely, lovely card. So let's walk you through what you need. I'm not going to give measurements, and the reason for that is not because I'm trying to be difficult. It is because it's part of my mental health fundraiser PDF. So you can still buy that PDF on my blog. It's only $15, and it gives you all the measurements. So, and you can figure it out. I mean, it's not hard. So we have this die. And if you think that I should include this card in a class by mail, let me know in the comments. So we're going to have those three pieces. Then we have this piece. This is the faux part. And then we have a piece of this paper and a little strip of this. And I will tell you where this is from, so you don't have to go looking everywhere. It's from Color and Contour, and these are the dies. And it's this big one here. It's bigger than you think. I thought it was the little one, but I don't think it is. It's this big one. Okay, so that's the third biggest die in there. Okay, it's a great one. It's still in the catalog. You can still get it. And I really love this big scallops, this stitched scallop piece that goes with it. It's a great set. Okay, so here is the card. I'm going to fold that up and then back, and then it sits like so. I'm going to just grab my bone folder, if I can find it. Okay, you know what? If you cannot find a bone folder, which I can't, use your block. So you just want to give that a nice, crisp fold. It's always a good idea when you have a fancy fold to fold it first and then put your card pieces of paper on. Otherwise, you can make a mistake, and then it's a really pain in the you-know-what to fix it. I did this card with Kay's team in Newfoundland, and yeah, one of the ladies, we had to do a little reparation work, but it worked, and she ended up going home with a beautiful card. And you know what? We've all done that. I've made cards upside down and backwards, so you know, especially when you're with your group and you're having fun. My adhesive is really thin because it's been sitting in the sun, and so it's gotten a little thinner. I don't know if you've ever seen that happen. So this is going to go on the front of that. And I like using liquid adhesive because I can slip this around and make sure my pieces are even there. And now this piece is going to go on the inside. This is the Countryside Inn paper. I would say it's my favorite paper in the new catalog. But I got a bunch of paper from the paper sale, and I'm looking forward to using more different paper. This is probably one of the last cards I'm going to make. Making one more card with this paper this week, and then I'm going to diversify, okay? Because you guys might just be getting sick of it. Oops. There. Just sliding this into position. So, and now we're going to take this piece here. I'm going to, you know, you can also use your ink pad to make a fold there. So I guess I've talked you out of buying the bone folder. I guess you don't really need it. So this, you can put this piece anywhere you want. I like to make it a side step card instead of a center step. Because if you do it in the center, then you really have to make sure that it is centered. Side step doesn't matter. So we're just going to put a little bit of adhesive along the bottom here. There. And we're going to put that right even with the bottom of the card. There. Press. If it oozes a little, just wipe it off. And then when it's on your hands, just give it a rub and it'll come off. It'll take off any ink stains. And now we're going to turn it around and we're going to leave it flat, and then this piece is just going to go on here. Okay, and that's how you don't have to fiddle, you don't have to do anything, but you just want it going along this edge here. No more. And then we're going to fold it down, hold it for a minute. Now, it will just fit into your envelope, okay? You might have to fold your envelope a little bit differently. I'll show you in a minute. So now we're going to take this piece here, and we're going to put the piece of boho blue in the middle. And then we're going to stamp our girl from Coffee with Friends. That is going to be another class that I'm going to be doing. And it's going to be a coffee and a card reunion class. There's going to be an in-person class in August or September. And there's going to be a kit in the mail as well. And that is going to be in honor of all the years I have done coffee and a card. So I'm excited about that as well. There we go. So now we have this white piece. And what are we going to do with that? We're going to stamp it with the girl. What is Stampin' Up here? I write on everything, okay? So I'm taking a big block. Look, my blocks also need to have a clean. What do you use to clean your blocks? Tell me in the comments. Okay, we're going to use this girl here. She's sitting on the steps. And I like to make sure that the coffee cup is standing straight up and down, so that the steam from the coffee cup is going straight up and down. That's how you know you need to stamp it, because it's hard to know with the steps and how she's sitting. She could be leaning, but if you look at the coffee cup, that's what you want to keep an eye on to make sure your lady is sitting fairly straight. She could be holding her cup crookedly, but the steam does go up straight, unless it's windy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 second. Press, and there we go. And now we can color it with our blends. For her hair, sometimes I make the girl to look like me, but this time I did not. I once wore a blonde wig, and I had a lot of fun with that. It felt very sexy, believe it or not. So much fun to dress up, isn't it? Okay, so I'm using wild wheat on her hair. I had a friend, Sharon, who had hair this color. And I remember being fairly jealous as a young girl. We always want what we don't have, right? So I'm taking a bit of dark wild wheat and just adding a little bit of contrasting color in there. There. And now for her skin tone, these are the neutrals, I believe. Naturals. They're called the natural tones. So the number 1000 is the lightest. And yeah, It's a bit odd the way they have it in the catalog. I'm going to use number 800. So she's got a bit of a tan. There. And hands. I'm just using the fine tip. I'm not going to shade. You know, you can shade as much as you want with your blends, but you don't have to. And now for her legs, I'm going to use the wide, broader tip. And if you want a little bit of shading, just use your blender pen. Not your blender pen, your color lifter. There. And I could leave the steps just white. I could leave her pants white. You can do as much or as little as you want. I think I'm going to leave her pants white. I'm going to use the light. I'm going to use the boho blue for her top. So I'm going with the dark boho blue. And what I'm doing is I'm just going on the creases in her shirt. This is my go-to trick. And a little bit along the edges here. And then don't forget that her shirt goes down to there. All right, and then we're going to go with the lighter brush tip and just go over top of your other color, your darker color, and it'll just blend right in. You do not have to press hard. That's the joy of it. And the color just goes on so smoothly and evenly. I love the blends. When I get back to Chatham, I'm coming August 15th, I fly out, and I'm staying till October the 8th or the 9th. Anyway, after Thanksgiving. So it's a nice long time home this time, and I'm hoping to do a few in-person classes because truth be told, I miss it. Oh, I forgot her sleeve here. There we go. And the sun just went away. So in case you thought it got dark here, it did. I'm going to use the dark Misty Moonlight for her mug. I think in my original card I used brown. There. And I'm leaving her pants white. I think it looks cool. And then I'm using a soft, light, smoky slate here. There. I forgot to get the color lifter. And I think I'm just going to leave it light like this. And then I'll show you the difference between the two that I've done. And you can tell me what you like better. It just kind of gives an idea of shadows. And I like the artsy feel of that. So we're going to take this and we're going to put it on our layer. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, we're doing well. I'm not answering any of your questions because if I do that, it's just going to interfere with the creative process. And you know I always get back to you. I do love it when you comment because that's how we stay connected. I think I used too much adhesive. It might just ooze out. Let's hope not. So I'm just laying it on here ever so gently. Move over a little bit. There. Okay, so now here is the original. Look at that. See, with the I'm So Sorry, and I colored the steps in. See how they look differently? They're both nice. Now, I'm not sure if I want to do the I'm So Sorry. Let's have a look. That one comes from, I don't even have it here. The I'm So Sorry is, I don't even, let me just see if I can find it. No, it's not there. Lasting Joy. Okay, I'm going to grab it for you so you can see. Here it is. The I'm So Sorry. You could do I'm So Thankful. Whatever you need, you can do. But I love these sets. I just love them so much. These tiny little flags, I cut them in half. Do you know where they come from? They are from the Countryside Corners dies. And there's that little tiny banner in there. And I think it's really cool. So we could do that, but I always like making a different card. So I just tucked those in behind and I just staggered them so that they were like this. And then I put we're just going to pretend that this is the saying. And then I just put the saying on top like so. Okay, so that was my trick for that. But look what I have. I have Everything Will Be Okay. I embossed it in white. And that is from Charming Sentiments. I'm just going to grab it for you. You might have this. If you don't, it's amazing. I love the faith over fear. It's got something for everything. So there, see, there's a lot of dies. So that's what I used. And let's put it together now, and then we can finish off this card. Okay. So for this, it does go a little bit beyond. See, if I turn it around, see, it goes up just a little bit above. So what I'm going to do, since this whole thing is covered, I'm going to put the adhesive on here. Normally, when you make a card, you put your adhesive on the thing that you're sticking down. But because it extends, I'm going to put it on here. Oh, it's almost empty. I usually store this upside down so that the glue starts running right away. There, I think I need a new one. And now we're just going to lay this on top. There. And then I'm going to do the everything will be okay right there. And I'm just going to hold my hand there. I only want the adhesive on this side. I could pop it up as well, but this card's already going to be a little bit thick in the envelope, so I don't want to have to pay extra postage in Canada. I don't know how it works in the States. In the Netherlands, you don't pay extra because how thick it is, you pay for weight. So that's a really good reason not to use, I call it contraband. Do not use dimensionals from the dollar store because they are thicker than Stampin' Up! Dimensionals and they are heavier. So if you are casing a card that normally would be able to go with regular postage, if you use cheaper dimensionals from the dollar store, you will be paying more on postage. So that is your tip for the day. So now, I'm not going to finish this off. I know that's really not good, but you guys have to cut me a little slack because I have a sore back. So I'll show you the other card in the inside. So in the inside, I did this. And it says, I'm so sorry you're going through this. And then I used the flower from this set. And I just want to show you that again, because take a peek. See this flower? So that's this one with this one inside of it, and then those two on either side here. Look, this is the card. This is the other card that will go into your kit. See? And that flower almost looks the same, and that's in the paper. So this is the other card, and this is a Z-fold card. And I'm thinking that these two cards will be in my Coffee and a Card reunion kit. Okay, because I love them. And then, yeah. And in the inside, we might just stamp these croissants. I'll make something with the croissants, because croissants and coffee are just awesome. These make me wish that I drink cappuccino. You know how they put that little heart in the top of your coffee? So much fun. Okay. Anyway, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. Remember to nominate someone for the card. I didn't even say that, but it's Cheer Corner today. And I do Cheer Corner because I really believe that together we can change the world one card at a time. Yesterday, our sermon in church was about little things and about how we can do all kinds of little things in our lives, in our day-to-day lives. And it's just a little thing for us, but to someone who receives it, it can be a really big thing. So let making a card be one of your little things that you can do to cheer up someone's day. So in this case, you can let me cheer up their day, nominate someone, let me know why you want me to send the card. That will help me to choose a winner, because I don't do it randomly unless I'm really stuck. Then I'll use my random number generator on my phone if I can't make a decision. But usually I end up sending more than one card then. That's my little guilty secret. Anyway, I hope you check out the stuff for St. Jacob's for the retreat. If you want it, if you're sitting on the fence about coming, you know what? Splurge. Sign up with a few friends so you can save money on the hotel room. And you know what? If you don't want to stay in the hotel and you can find cheaper accommodations somewhere else, you know what? That's fine too. Just meet us at the hotel. Maybe you have a friend that lives close by. That doesn't matter. You do not have to stay in the hotel to come to the event. So just as long as you know that. And yeah, if you don't know how to sign up, I know how frustrating it can be when you can't find the information. It all went out in a newsletter last week. I'll hope to send another one tomorrow. And it's also on my Facebook event on the Pampered Stamper. Okay? But please reach out if you're having trouble, because it's not nice to be frustrated. I know that. All right. Thank you for joining me. Have a super day. And don't forget, if you want the why can't I think straight? The one horse open sleigh stamp set, the dies, the suite, let me know, or the truck and the punch and the stamp set. Just let me know. You'll be on the pre-order list, and you can pay me as soon as the order is placed. Okay? All right. Have a super day. Bye.